Alright, as usual, alright, these are some of the tools. 2 forks, cutting board, olive oil, tiny little cup, teacup, I guess it's called. Now spices, nature seasons, Montreal steak seasoning, even though it's a smoky and the last one's just regular, and barbecue seasoning. That's the main one. Now let's go outside and let's fire up the grill. Alright, first thing you do is you open up the alternator. Alright, righty tighty, lefty loosey. Now turn on 2 of these at least. Now hold this. I have a charbroil grill. Now you let that heat up. Now while it's heating up and cleaning up, you go in here and you prep the steaks. Let me see. Where is a good... Hold on. Maybe I'll push this back a bit. Alright. Alright, now, wait. Alright. Captain America. The coolest part with Captain America of any movie is when he's wielding Mjolnir. That was awesome. Throwing the electricity from it and the lightning. It was cool. Avengers! Assemble. Alright, now, basically, I'm getting the ribeye steaks out of the package. I bought them yesterday so I didn't have to put them in the freezer. I just refrigerated them overnight. And right now, this package is really being a bitch. Oh, yeah, now that's good stuff. That's good stuff. Alright, now what you do is you use these 2 forks right here to, maybe I can push this back and that way you guys can get a better view. Alright, now what you do is you use these 2 forks to poke holes in it. On each side. Like so. Alright. But where you don't like make the holes like completely like deep to the point where it's like touching the Alright. 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 Sorry about that. Since I'm only doing this by myself, I really can't get a good camera angle to show you exactly what I'm doing, so I try to do my best to switch the camera angles. And now you take the nature seasons. Oops, sorry. And you just lightly graze it. Alright. Alright. Now what you do is you lightly graze it. Nothing too bad, just lightly. And if you think that's a little bit too much, just take a fork and just scrape some of it off. See? Alright, now you lightly graze it again with the Montreal steak seasoning right here. Alright. Yeah, that's a little bit too much, so I'm going to scrape some of this stuff off. So now, that there's a little bit too much, unless that's the main... It's because the reason why that's a little bit too much is because I'm not using that as the main seasoning, as the main flavor. You gotta scrape some of it off, like so. Now, the barbecue seasoning. McCormick Grill Mates barbecue seasoning. Now you douse this stuff on. This is the main seasoning right here. Okay, now what you do is right now I'll go out and check the grill, because it's like you gotta multitask. Yeah. That's the whole point. And it looks like, oh screw it. Right now it's up to 400 and nearly 470 degrees. With the brush. Always have a bottle of water, a spray bottle of water with you. You can get them at Walmart for like $1 or something. I can't remember exactly how much this was, but it was around $1. It might have been 99 cents, but you get the point. Relatively cheap, does the job. Hell yeah. God, I love that smell. Okay, now. All right, for those who haven't been in the entire stream, I'm going to be streaming this on YouTube. I'm going to be putting this on YouTube as well. Sorry I didn't put the last one on YouTube. Oh well, you know, I was just being lazy. Yeah. So you got to clean this off, and now close it back up. Let it heat back up. The whole point is to allow the heat to burn off everything. That way it's easier to clean. Now you use the olive oil. You don't use a lot. You just use just a little bit of it. Pour it into it. All right, yeah. Pour a little bit into a cup, not a lot. Alright, you pour a little bit into a cup, not a lot. Now what the olive oil does is it makes this stuff stick. That's the whole point. You want it to stick. You want it to drop in. You want it to stick and drop in. Alright. Just damp it on there. Even though I should really be using gloves. No, use gloves when doing this. Don't do what I'm doing. If you're really that health conscious type of stuff. But then again, you're not. But always remember this. If you're going to grill steaks, you're not doing it to be healthy. You're doing it for flavor, and that's it. You want it to taste great. Like, especially because, hey, let's just say you're just dating a woman. Doing stuff like this will actually help impress them a bit. Because some women, a lot of women today, I'm not quite sure who, a lot of women today like it when a man cooks. They're playing Kenny Rogers. Right. Make sure it's like, you don't want it soaked. You just want it damp. I'll show you what it looks like. I'll show you what the finished product looks like on the one side. Now, see how it's nice and shiny? That's what you want. You want it, because as long as it's like, if it's soaked, more stuff will fall down. If it's damp, it's like it'll stay right there. Now, just use the forks like this to massage it in. Just like this. The whole point, the whole point of creating the holes earlier is that way more of the stuff drains down and gets into the meat. Now, you got to turn it over like so, and just repeat the process. once again, can I put it back in here or something? Okay, once again, take the Nature Seasons and start lightly glazing it. Grazing it. Sorry, graze. Glaze can probably be the proper word for it too. It's the whole point is to help it soak in, soak up the moisture, and let it go down. And lightly sprinkle this stuff on. You don't want too much of it, because that's not the main flavor. You want flavor from it, but not a lot, because this is the main flavor, the barbecue. Alright, now you take the olive oil and you damp this side. Hey, Dr. Love, they call me Dr. Love, call me Dr. Love, Dr. Love. In case you don't know, I'm singing Dr. Love by Kiss. Now, once it's all damp like that, don't worry, I have don't worry, my hands are washed. I've washed them about, like, I don't know, good 9 to 12 times a day. On a light day. Alright, now, after you have prepped the steaks again, you go outside. I'll stir it. You go outside and you check on the grill. But always remember this: safety and health, number one priority. My number one priorities. Because you either wear gloves or wash your hands beforehand, and wash your hands afterwards. Because I'm dealing with raw beef, I'm dealing with olive oil. All right, now I'm gonna go check on the grill. Oh, that's right. I have to put the cap on. There we go. Sorry guys, it took me a while. You gotta make sure the olive oil is secure. Alright. Ooh, it's smoking. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Oh. Whew. Yeah, it was like 650 degrees, so. See, I'm whitening up here so that way whenever I scrape anything, it becomes easier to scrape. Alright, now. So you gotta get the stuff right down there. If they call me Dr. Love, I got the cue to thinking now. Oops, that's not good. There we go. I almost. Right. You gotta scrape this thoroughly is you want this clean. You don't want dirty bars to put your meat on. All right, now. You know what? I'll turn off. Now, basically, I turn these two off, keep these two on low. That way, you want it to cool down just a bit because it's like you don't want anything over 350 degrees. Watch it. All right. Yeah, well. All right. All right, let's see what the temperature is down to. Pretty much when the grill stops smoking, pretty much when it's done. 450, keep it going. Keep going down. Alright. I don't know about you guys, but I love the smell of a grill. Especially when it's cooking. Might be a good idea to like wave some heat out, like so. I could just bring my chest out here, and I'll be fine. Alright. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna head back inside, bring out my chest pieces and chest head, stuff like that. Sorry, I only have one hand free, so. Alright. Alrighty then. See, get more pieces and more pieces. See, gonna get the pawns now. Alright. Alright, now I don't have to go back in for it. Now, should be cool. Alright, below 350. Now, we take these forks here and we put them on the grill like so. And due to how thin it is, and maybe about half an inch, you leave about 10 minutes on each side. That's about it, 20 minutes. And now, ready to cook. You see now, that's 117. 127. Alright, like I said, I'm going to be setting us some chess puzzles. Alright, now, this is more of an endgame than a puzzle, but puzzle nonetheless. It's like white to move, checkmate 5. Note that white's G pawn only has one space to promote. You have to get the black king to vacate the protection of this square. So there are two ways you can do that. I'll show you the way I like. Now watch. First move you do is h7 check. He's forced to take. Next move, king f7, king h6, g8 equals queen, king h5 because he's trying to push his king back that way, and it's the only move. Now you move your queen to g3 because now he can't move to h4, g4, g5, or g6. His only move is king h6, queen h6 checkmate. Now, I realize now that also the other way to force his king to h7 is to simply push your king to e7. Because now he can't move his king to h8, can't take the pawn on g7 because the h6 protects it. Can't move it to f8 or f7 because you can't move a king next to a king and you'll be in check with the pawn. So his only move is king h7. Now, you move your king to f7. He takes. You push and promote the queen. He moves, and same thing. Queen g3, king h6, queen h4 checkmate. Now let's go check on this. They're looking great. Looking phenomenal. Alright. For those who don't know, this is the same type of chess set. Not the same exact one, but the same type of chess set that was used on Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me. See the bishop? The pawn? It's made by Excalibur. Alright, I'll be back. Now, a good thing is to get a metal pair of tongs, because you don't want any plastic. Now, here is how to do a king and rook ending. I'm sure there are probably like other ways to do it as well, but as long as you follow the same basic guidelines and rules. Now, alright, now first move you start with king f2. King will go to d4. Now you move your king to e2. He moves his king to e4 because he's trying to keep his king centralized as possible. So you bring your rook downward to f1 because now he has this whole f file looking up. The king cannot pass. So now the king will move his king to d4. You move your king to d2 because now you're controlling c3, d3, e3 squares. And he can't pass that file. So he moves his king back to e4. Now, you can move your rook anywhere. But I prefer just rook f2. Now, since you want to keep his king as centralized as possible, because that's the way you get the most resistance, king d4. now things are changed. Is now what you do is you move your rook to f4, check, because he can't move anywhere along the 4th rank. He can't move his king to c3, d3, or e3, so now his best move is king e5 because he's attacking the rook. You just defend the rook with the king e3, king d4, king d5, king d3, king e5. You bring your rook down to f1 or anywhere along that file. King d5, rook f5 check, king e6, king e4, king d6. Right now you bring your rook over to e5 because now you box them into just these 12 squares: a6, b6, c6, d6, d7, c7, b7, a7, a8, b8, c8, and d8. So now he moves his king to c6. You move your rook to d5. Now you box him into just those 9 squares. So now he moves his king to b6. Move your king to d4. Moves his king to c6. Move your king to c4. Moves his king to b6. Move your king to b4. Now he moves his king to c6 again. You just bring your rook down to d1. Moves your king to b6. Move your rook up to d6, check. c7. King c5. King b7. King c5. King c7. Rook d1. King b7. Rook d7, check. Now you have boxed him into just c8, b8, and a8. Now you bring your king over here. King b8. You push your king to b6 because now he's forced to either go a7 or c7. Because if you go on a8 or c8, if he moves his king to a8, it's checkmate next move. So c8's the stiffer resistance. Now you just bring your rook back to d1 or anywhere along this d file except for d8. And now the king's forced to b8. Rook d8, checkmate. That's how it's done. Alright. By the way, I saw the movie Zombieland 2. Cool movie. And Woody Harrelson, I don't know if you'll ever hear this, but you did a great job on Burn & Love Him. Dude, it was good. It was great. It was good. Now, I'm going to show you the double bishop checkmate. Now, the thing to remember is the bishops work best when they are right next to each other. So now, white to move, bishop b2. Alright, king d4. Now you bring this bishop to c2. Now, you have created double walls going, hey, Hydro Speed, what's happening? Oh, trust me, I won't. How you doing, buddy? Now, on this one, the king can now pass d3, c3, c4, b4, b5, a5, and b6, along with e3, f3, e4, f4, g5, h5, and g5. So now he goes king e4. You bring your king up to f2 because you want to help out. You press his king forward because he's trying to keep his king as centralized as possible. Now you bring your king up to f3. King e5, bishop b3. Because remember, bishops work best together. King d5. You push your bishop to d3 because now it's created a wall again. King e5, bishop e4. Pushes the king back, bishop d4. King over to d6. King f4, king e6, bishop b5. King d7, bishop d5. King e7, king f5, king d7. Now you just push your king to f6 because you force the king to move to the back rank. All right, king. Let's say he goes king e8. You do bishop e6. There's king d8, and you do bishop d6. I'll be back. I gotta flip the steaks because they've been on the grill for 10 minutes. Oh crap. No. That's not gonna fly. Alright. A little bit too burnt on that side, but oh well. Now, see, here's what the bottle of water is for. Don't be afraid of the flames. See? That's what the bottle of water is for. Alright, now, in this case, not quite, not always. What if you boil something? It's not going to get burnt, but it's going to get cooked. Alright, now, king moves over to e8. You move your bishop to c7 because now you create like a corner the king can't pass. d8, the bishop. d7, this bishop. e7, the king. s7, the bishop and the king. So his only move is f8. So now you create that wall, you create that block that king can't pass with bishop e7. Now, king g8, because he's trying to escape out this way. You prevent him from doing that. Because now he can't move to f7, g7, or h7. But he wants to stay out of that corner, so he goes right here. e6. King g8, bishop e6, e6 check. King h8, bishop b5 checkmate. That's how it's done. Now, let's just say, instead of moving here, he goes right here. You want to know what you do? You move your bishop to d8. He moves his king over. Move your bishop to c6. King f8. Wait, oh, hold it. My bad. He moves over here. You move your bishop over here. My bad. Now you move your bishop to c5. King g8. Bishop d5 check. King h8. Bishop d4 checkmate. That's how the double bishop checkmate is done. I can't even begin to show you the bishop and knight checkmate because it's hard to figure out. But yeah, here's an interesting tactic. Alright, I'll set it up. So how you been, Hydro Speed? Alright, now, white to move and to win. This is the entire chessboard right here. Sorry, for some reason I can't read the entire chat because I'm on my phone, so I guess you've been good or something? Alright. Can you figure it out, Hydro Speed? On. I'll be back. I'm gonna go check on the grill, make sure there's nothing on it. Alright, I'll let you know in just a little bit. Alright. Now the trick is to promote just at least one pawn, because if white promotes one pawn, he wins. So now what you do is you push this pawn, forcing black to take. It doesn't matter which pawn you take it with. So let's say he takes with the f pawn. Now the only thing preventing this pawn from promoting is this pawn right here. So now what you do is you remove that pawn with h6. He's forced to take, and you push f6, and you win. Alright. Now, let's just say he takes with the h pawn. Pretty much the same thing, the same pattern. Boom, f6. because the G pawn's the only thing preventing the H pawn from promoting. So once the G pawn takes, you push the H pawn, and then 2 more moves, you get a queen. Now, the same thing, the trick, I'm going to take this trick and make it a step further. Granted, this position will probably have like a 99% chance of not even being done. But it's still possible. Now, here it's not so easy. If you move right up here, it's a loss. But if you move E6, it's a win. Alright, let's say he pushes. Now, the only thing preventing this pawn. Alright, now you got to promote this pawn or this pawn. It doesn't matter. You got to promote a pawn. So now, what you do is you push your pawn to H6. Let's just say he pushes. Now, it doesn't matter which pawn you take. Either this pawn or that pawn. Let's say you take that pawn. He takes. Push the pawn. And promote. Now, A6. Let's say he takes. Now, there are 2 pawns controlling this square. And if you move, only 1 pawn protecting it. So now what you got to do is you got to move this defender right here. Bang. So he takes. Push the pawn. He takes. White takes back. And bam. White wins. Now I'm going to go check on the stakes. Make sure they're not burning too much. Oh my god, that looks good. I'm not gonna lie, it does. Alright, now I'm gonna check this. Hey, ribeye, what's happening? I'm just grilling some ribeyes and going over some chess puzzles. It's like, now this one's quite interesting. Now, in this position, it's white to move, because white has one move to promote to a pawn. Yes, I love that sound, and besides, the smell of it's great. Now, it could white to move. There are a couple of moves white can do to draw. There are a couple of moves white can do to win. Like, a less accurate and longer way to win is just to King D7. That's it. Now, the most accurate and direct way to win is you push the pawn. But what do you promote it to? Do you promote it to a knight? A bishop? A rook? Or a queen? Well, if anyone doesn't know, I'll go through it now. Let's say you promote it to a knight. That's check. And you can't checkmate with the king and the knight. That's insufficient material, so that option's out. Now let's just say you promote to a bishop. You can't checkmate with just a king and a bishop. Yes, you can. You can choose whatever you promote it to. Now, that you can't checkmate with the king and the bishop, so that's a draw. Now, let's say you promote to a queen. It is black to move. He can't move here because of queen. The queen. He can't move here because in check with the queen, you can't move a king next to a king. And you can't move here because the king next to a king. You can't move here because the queen delivers check. So, therefore, it is a draw. Now, the only move left is to promote to a rook, because now, alright, with here the black king can't move to A8 or B8 because of the rook. He can't move to B7 or C7 because of the king. His only move is king A6, and right after that, boom, rook A8 checkmate. Alright, I'll be back. I gotta go get a steak knife and a fork. And here's a nice view of the chess set. Alright guys, I'm back. Yeah, for those who don't know, this is actually the same type of chess set that was used in Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me. The bishops and the pawns are a dead giveaway. And the queen. Oh, that looks good. Alright, yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's like I didn't realize that when I bought the first version of my chess set, because I bought it at the Virginia Beach Mall back in 2000. You know. Oh yeah, it's done. All right, guys. The ribeye steaks are done. I appreciate everyone for stopping by. Ribeye and Hydro Speed, and this is the finished. Sorry, sometimes it doesn't turn it around immediately. It was probably put my finger a little bit too low. If you didn't catch the entire stream, I will be putting this on YouTube. And yeah, I like doing this stuff. It's beautiful. And, all right, I think you. All right, here's one more tip though. When you're finished grilling anything, the very first thing you do is you close the alternator. Sorry if I can't get a good view. All right, righty tighty, lefty loosey. Always remember that. Okay, you close that alternator right there because that there cuts the fuel line. And then you turn off the burners. And you're ready to eat. Alright, I want to thank everyone for stopping by. I appreciate it. I'll put this up on YouTube, and I'll be streaming later on tonight. Streaming chess while listening to all Aerosmith. Alright, peace.